I've had a lot of people asking me why and how I don't have teeth at the ripe age of 33. Well, let me tell you, it's because of kids.
Pregnancy can give you cancer. I repeat, pregnancy can give you cancer.
A lot of times, pregnancy is being glamorized that a lot of women don't understand exactly what they are getting themselves into, and that pregnancy is a life and death situation. Let's talk about it. Hey, beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, we want to talk about, I want to share story of women of some pregnancy symptom that has affected their lives, and some of them their life has changed and like a life and death situation for them. So a lot of the times when pregnancy or being pregnant as a woman or having kids as a woman is being glamorized by society all over the world, that a lot of women don't know exactly what they're getting themselves into. So in this video, we're going to share story time of women that has almost they have lost certain part of their body, or they have gone through life risk situation. The first one lost the teeth, the other one lost a nose earring, the other one had cancer from being pregnant, another one lost a sight from being pregnant, and all this is just because they choose to carry a baby. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this women's story time, and then I'll come back and share my own story of how I almost died just being pregnant. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this story, and then we'll come back and talk more.
I've had a lot of people asking me why and how I don't have teeth at the ripe age of 33. Well, let me tell you, it's because of kids. All right. I was pregnant with my daughters and they took all of the calcium out of my body. Not only did they take the teeth out of my head, but they did help me out a little bit by taking calcium deposits that I had all around my body, like in my fingers and in my toes and in my knees. I initially went to the dentist a few years ago. I went to Aspen Dental and they told me that it was going to be $28,000 to fix my teeth. I did not have insurance at the time. So I told them to yank those suckers out. I did end up having a bad feeling about Aspen Dental after the fact, and I went to a different dentist, and they're like, yeah, no, you shouldn't have had them pulled. We could have done better. Are you kidding me? I have been consistently losing weight over the past 3 years because I can't eat shit. I'm stuck on a retirement diet where I can't eat anything other than the shit that I can mush with my tongue. It's bullshit, and I am hungry and cranky. I have been without teeth for 10 days. I was able to wear my top dentures for the first time all day without any discomfort yesterday. I took them out of my head for 30 seconds and my dog ate them and still hasn't shit them out. I just want a steak.
Pregnancy can give you cancer. I repeat, pregnancy can give you cancer. Yep, I said it. That's my story. That's what happened to me. Pregnancy gave me cancer. Now, this video is not meant to be ammunition for the girl with the list. I'm sure you've seen her on TikTok. She has more than 300 reasons why women should not fall pregnant. They should not have kids. This is not what this is meant to be. Even though I lost my son, and even though pregnancy did give me cancer, I am still very much an advocate for having children, growing families, because the blessing that it is to have children far surpasses the risks that are involved with pregnancy. Everything in life has risks, but we still do it anyway. Now, that being said, it would be disingenuous of me to not share with you this huge cancer risk that is involved with pregnancy. Who's at risk of it? What is this cancer? It's called choriocarcinoma. Anyone who's been pregnant is at risk of it. It could have been a few weeks. It could have been a full-term pregnancy. It could have been a miscarriage. It could have been an abortion. It could have been an ectopic pregnancy. Or in rare cases, just like mine, a full-term pregnancy and a delivery, and you still can get this type of cancer. Is there a way to prevent it? No. You cannot prevent it. It, unfortunately, is rare, and it can happen to anyone. It is a very aggressive form of cancer. It is a type of gestational disease. There is a kind that happens outside of pregnancy, but in this case, we're talking about the one that happens with pregnancy. It is so aggressive, it can spread very quickly to other parts of your body. It forms initially in your uterus or your ovaries, and it forms from basically placenta cells, where a tumor forms from your placenta, or tumors form from your placenta. It can quickly spread to your chest and to your brain, and then it progresses to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or even 4 of this type of cancer. So early detection of this cancer is of utmost importance. It is so important that you get your diagnosis very early. So you can do a blood test, you can do a pregnancy test. When you have high levels of HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, it means there's a possibility of that, especially if you know you're not pregnant, especially if you've already delivered your child and you're getting high levels of beta-HCG, especially if you're bleeding after you've had the pregnancy, you continue to bleed. That's another indicator of this type of cancer being present. If you have abdominal pain, see a doctor, get tested, find out. This cancer is very, very dangerous. One of the reasons why it is so dangerous is because not many women know about it. Not many women are thinking of getting tested after they have their children. Not many women are even thinking about getting tested after they had a miscarriage or had an abortion. So it is very important to spread awareness about this type of cancer. Is it curable? Yes, it is. Early detection, like I said, is very important. When detected early, you're able to get chemotherapy, and the success rate is very high, I hear. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm still going through chemotherapy right now. Very horrible process, by the way.
Wow.
Very, very horrible. Part of the reason why I haven't been able to record this video for a couple of days because I've been sick. But I digress. It is a curable cancer, so get tested. Find out. Don't be a victim. Fertility. Does it affect fertility? Can I still have children after undergoing chemotherapy for choriocarcinoma? Yes, you can. Many people go on to have healthy children after chemotherapy for choriocarcinoma. Of course, it depends on your diagnosis. Discuss your options with your healthcare provider. Discuss your plans also for family. There are alternative methods that people have told me about for curing cancer or for curing this type of cancer. I'm not here to discuss those. The method that I've chosen to follow with death facing me right in my eyes is chemotherapy, and I stick to that. If you prefer other methods, by all means, do that. Do what works for you. I'm here discussing chemotherapy for choriocarcinoma. Lastly, thank you so much to all the souls that have shared messages of encouragement with me, of support, of consolation. People who have shared with me the stories of child loss, have shared stories of their cancer journeys. Thank you so very much. I'm encouraged knowing that there are people that are in this journey with me. Thank you so very much. And also to the people that gave donations in the form of money. Through my last video, I've collected almost $200 just in money from strangers to help with covering some of the medical bills. Thank you so very much. You don't even know who I am. You've never met me, but you were able to sympathize with me, empathize with me, and go as far as take money from your pockets, from your children, from your families to donate to me. So thank you so very much. God bless you. May He replenish your wallets. May He bless you. May He bless your families. Continue to do this also for other people. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
I lost my hearing when I was pregnant with my second child. And in my head, I thought, that's the worst that can happen. You know, what more? What more is there? Recently, I posted a video on YouTube. And I was talking about how, you know, I've had catarrh for the longest time. It's very severe. And so if my voice is weird, they should please, you know, just understand. Somebody in the comments was like, Maraji, do you think you have pregnancy rhinitis? I first I said, which one be pregnancy rhinitis? I had to go and do my research. Guess what? Lo and behold, I do have pregnancy rhinitis. Guys, let me tell you something. It is the... What you be hearing? What I want to do? Girl, what him now they talk? What's it for? I can't breathe. I'm not able to breathe. Yesterday night, I cry now. I dey cry. I no fit sleep. Why? I no fit breathe. I no fit breathe. My nostrils are blocked. I was telling my husband, see, I don't know saying a pregnancy, but I know. My third child. I never experienced that before. This is my first time. I was telling my husband that, baby, I've lost my sense of smell. I can't smell anything. Food go dey burn. What the one that's in the coronavirus I get, I'm waiting on the app. I can't lose my, even the time when corona days, if I don't get corona, I never experienced that before for my life. So what's going to happen? Pregnancy rhinitis. My God, I beg. One doctor, I remember I saw a doctor on TikTok. We can tell say, oh, it has not been well researched. They are still researching. Hey God. 2025 and I never research and finish. Yesterday night, sleep they catch me, I don't feel sleep. I don't feel sleep because my nose don't block. I'm not saying one nose or my whole nostril, everything is gone. Now mouth I used to breathe now. God. Hi. So it's taken me a lot of courage to make this video. Yeah, and this is something that can happen to anyone. In fact, what triggered me to do this is because of a particular content creator I saw talk about she lost her sense of smell pregnancy. Well, that's how mine started in 2014. I was pregnant with my first daughter. At that time, I didn't take it seriously. I would realize that my husband would call back and tell me, something is burning, can't I perceive? And then I noticed I couldn't perceive, but it later came back on and off. It was permanent for a while. Fast forward 2020, I was pregnant with my son, my third pregnancy at that time. I was admitted for very high sugar level, high blood sugar level. At that time, it was said I had gestational diabetes, and at the hospital they were treating me for that, insulin and all of that. I started experiencing this severe migraine on this side of my head, and so they started deliberating, what are they going to do, what are they going to do. They took me to an eye clinic just close to the DSS hospital where I was at that time, and the lady was like, I should ensure I do an MRI at that time. So I was taken for an MRI with serious deliberation because I was pregnant at that time, and some scans are not really wise to do while pregnant. Well, I had to do that scan because the severe headaches were too much. Yeah, and I was taken for the MRI, and prior to that time, at the clinic there, I was eating. I didn't even know I'd lost my sense of smell. I was eating fish. The fish was given to me the previous night, but I was not ready to eat at that time. So I was eating it the next morning, only for a nurse to come in. I was like, madam, can't you perceive this? It's not good. The fish is not good. It's not smelling good at all. It's not. That's when I realized, oh, my sense of smell had disappeared again. At that time as well. All this time, no doctor decided to ask me, okay, what's wrong? Is this happening to you or not? I was congested nose. I couldn't perceive at that time. So those were trigger signs, but didn't care about that at the time. I was rushed for the MRI. MRI showed I had run sinusitis that had to do with my nose. My nose. There was a lot of build-up in my sinuses. So I was asked to go to a different hospital because that hospital couldn't manage me at that time. They took me to Nisa Premier. While at Nisa Premier, I spent a week. The ENT that admitted me, I never saw him till I left. I was there for a week. They just kept me there doing nothing, and it even got worse because before I left that first hospital, I was able to still see or seeing a little bit. You know, it hadn't gotten to that point. But by the time I was taken to Nisa Premier, time had passed. They never came to see me, and eventually, when I got to see the visiting consultant, he was like, "If I like, we should not start moving to National Hospital as fast as possible," which we eventually did. We didn't even have time to start arguing or accusing him for delaying us at that time. So we rushed to National Hospital, and there they were like, oh, they have to operate on me and remove the build-up of mucus on my nose, and they have to scan my face. At that time, they had not told me that, but they had called my mom aside and my husband aside to tell them. But my mom was like, oh no, she doesn't want her daughter's face to be scarred. No. My husband was like, if anything that they have to do for me to get better, let them do it. You know, immediately they took me to go do the surgery of my sinuses. Getting there, I was already seeing it. A lady had already passed because I noticed her hands were dangling. They were just wheeling her out of the theater. Her hands were dangling. They covered her hair, but I could still see her hairstyle, making me know it was a woman. You know, she had just done surgery, an ENT surgery at that time. I was scared. Looking at my left, there was a boy they were trying to revive. They were trying to wake him up. He just finished surgery as well. I said, God, I'm in your hands. I was so scared. But I had a lot of people praying for me outside. My husband, my family, my friends, everyone was praying for me at that time. And I entered. The first thing I saw was generator. They were turning on generator while operating me in the theater there. They had to use generator. Like, God, Nigerian healthcare system is really poor, I must say. I woke up, and thank God I was fine at that time. That's what I thought. They wheeled me back, to the ward, and thereon, not like he'd resolved. My eyes were still bulgy. I had to go back a couple of times. They would stitch my eyes in. I'll put up a picture so you can see. They would stitch my eyes together to try and push my eyeballs in. At that time, I didn't really still get an ENT proper check. They just did surface, not knowing that this thing was heading to my brain. An infection, a minor infection that should have been done just when they noticed that, my eyes were getting swollen. I had not lost my sight at that time. This was a little surgery. It can happen to anyone, by the way. Anybody, not just a pregnant woman. Anybody, but when you're pregnant, immunity is a bit low. It's time for me to give birth. I noticed I was bleeding. On the night, I woke up my husband. He was like, we have to rush it also. I was like, I could manage. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. Everywhere was dark. Abuja roads are not really safe at that time. But he insisted. Thank God he didn't listen to me, sorry. Because as we were arriving the hospital, the pain took another turn. I was bleeding. I was in severe pain. I was wheeled for a scan. I didn't even know what the sonographer was telling my husband at that time. But by the time they took me back to the ward, I was trying to stop the bleeding. I noticed his face. I obviously knew there was something. He couldn't even hold back his tears. He told me there was no heartbeat. They couldn't find a heartbeat on my son. After all this that happened to me while I was pregnant, I eventually lost my son. Someone I was really hoping to meet. Like, I felt both of us have been through a lot, and we have conquered the world together. But it's not something I wish for anybody at all. I had to go and have a C-section at that time. They apologized, but well, it's to save my life. And they brought my son out looking very healthy and fine. Apparently, I had placenta abruption. That's another dangerous condition that can happen to a pregnant woman. It's between life and death. I would have lost my life that night, but God spared me because my placenta detached. So that what was causing me bleeding and led to my son passing away as well. But I thank God in all of this. So why am I making this video? Please, I needed to get to this particular content creator. Most of you will know her. She just spoke about it some days ago. I can't remember her name or what her name even starts with. But I follow her, but I can't just keep up. I couldn't keep up with her name. I looked for her to try and get this video to her, but I can't. But if you know her, please, she just spoke about losing her sense of smell. That's how mine started. It started as sense of smell. I took it for granted. Losing my sense of smell, I took it for granted. Congested nose. I've been having that before I even got married. I thought, it was allergies, so they said. But I didn't know it could lead to me losing my sight, even a drooly eye. Like, nobody knows this about me. Usually, I'll use my hairstyles to cover my eyes. Or wear tinted glasses, But now, this might just be what would save someone, because I'm noticing it's becoming more and more rampant. If someone had told me that it would lead to this, probably I would have taken care of any ENT thingy, sense of smell, and all of that congested nose. I wouldn't have gotten to this. I wouldn't have lost my son at all as well, But anyway, I thank God for the gift of life. Please follow, like, share so it could get to her as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Please let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section, okay? And if you have your own story, please go ahead and share your story. This video is not to scare anybody. It's not to tell you not to have a child. If you want to have a child, go ahead and have it. But please, guys, if you have your own story, go ahead, share your story. But let's be respectful down in the comment section, okay? Please, let's be respectful down in the comment section. You're on this channel, we're allowed to have different opinions. We're just here to have conversation. So we're allowed to disagree here, okay? Please. This is very, very interesting, and a lot of the time people, and this is why I create the type of content that I create, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'm very passionate about being child free. I'm very passionate about being a woman that wanted a child and no longer wants a child, because I feel like the idea of having a child is being so glamorized that the information that affects our health, that is a life and death situation for us as women, is not being passed on to us, and nobody's having the conversation. Everybody keeps quiet. It happens to them. Everybody keeps quiet and stay in their house. They don't talk about it. it, everybody move on, and nobody talks about it. And a lot of younger girls keep thinking and being inspired to have children, not realizing and understanding the danger that they're walking into, and even the concept of even conceiving, having a child, and even birthing a child. Not even talking about taking care of the child, that's a different conversation for another day. But the act of being pregnant is a different thing. I can speak of this personally, being pregnant and all that. I've said it a multiple of times. I was somebody at a particular point that thought I wanted kids, and I've been pregnant. I've had miscarriages. I've had stillbirths. Yes, I've birthed a child, and I love some of the things that. And one of the wake up call I got from this whole thing was a um a miscarriage I had that almost took my life. I was bleeding for over a year. I've shared this story multiple times here on this channel. I was bleeding for over a year. That was during 2020. This miscarriage happened 2019. 2020, I was still bleeding. And when I got to the hospital, they could not find where the bleeding was coming from. And till today, I still can't explain what happened, because it was just God. And I feel like that was just God just talking to me and telling me, stop, stop. And I remember I walked into the doctor, and doctor told me, oh, there are still more tests you need to do. But that was the peak of COVID. So you can't just go to labs to do tests. It was just not it. But I'm just so happy that I'm here today and I'm not bleeding anymore. And it took no operation, because at this point they were considering me going for an operation and all that. And for me, it's just God I'm here. It's just God I'm here. And I feel like maybe that's why I'm very intentional with my life. The crazy is that after that incident, I also went ahead to still get pregnant again. Not planned, it just happened, and everybody in my life convinced me to keep that pregnancy. Because I remember, I've said this a couple of times, I remember when I found out I was pregnant, I started bawling my eyes out. I was like, I can't have this child, I don't want her child. My peace, not like I made that peace that I've made that, and everybody convinced me of having a child, and I went on to have a child, and I lost that child at almost 7 months. No, 7 months actually, because I was already in my third. I was getting to my third trimester. And a lot of time people don't tell you all these things. Women don't want to have. Our mothers did not have this conversation with us. Our aunties did not have this conversation with us. Our grandmothers did not have this conversation. They will tell you, "Oh, your own will be different. My own will be different." I'm so happy with the age of the internet and the age where women are comfortable sharing their story and not being ashamed or being looked down upon. Even though some people will still look down upon, like, why are you trying to scare people? Being pregnant is a life and death situation. So before you open that leg buster, imagine cancer, be blindness, and there are even more, losing teeth. And there are even more things that people have. I have a sister that got pregnant, and since after her pregnancy, her hand is still paining her. It has not been diagnosed what that is yet. But ladies, I am not telling you come and be child free like me or like the other of us here. If you want to have a child, it's fine. But the truth is that know exactly what you're getting yourself. Know the life and death risks that you're putting yourself. We're not even talking about childcare, which that's a different whole conversation. But no, this is a life and death situation coming for somebody that almost lost a life for being pregnant. And this is something that is not talked about the most. A lot of people don't even know. A lot of women don't know. A lot of girls don't know. So before you bust that leg wide open and like, oh, I want a baby, I want 10 kids. Like the lady that has cancer, she still want 10 kids. Girl, really? I love my life too much for all putting my life at that point. But ladies, please share your story down in the comment section. Share your advice. If you want to have kids, please do your research, some of the things to expect. Because I know some of these ladies, if they have told them, they will probably won't have done it. They will probably won't have gone through it, or they will probably have done it in a different way. Or probably tackle the issues way earlier. But because of how being pregnant is being so downplayed. Even when these women, they have these symptoms, they don't take it serious because they don't tell them. Nobody have that conversation that it's a life and death situation. So every little symptoms you're having, every little thing that is off about it, take it serious and get it diagnosed. Anyway, guys, go ahead and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, which I please share this video, please. Okay? Please share this video. And give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Like this video, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and me. But also, it will also get out to more people and more women to know exactly what they are getting themselves into. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Okay, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.